Powered by People is a grassroots volunteer organization founded by former Democratic Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke that aims to register new voters. Since launching in 2019, the nonprofit has become the largest progressive voter mobilization effort in the history of Texas. Powered by People is hosting a town hall tonight where Texans will have the opportunity to ask questions about America's future. Former Congressman Beto O'Rourke joins me now alongside Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Great to see you both. Thank you for joining us here on ABC News Live Reports. Congressman O'Rourke, we want to start with you. What do you hope to accomplish with tonight's town hall, and what message do you want to get out to the community?
You know, I want to remind us all that the power is with the people. These are very dark days. These are strange times in this country. We have a president who is pushing our democracy, the rule of law, the very Constitution itself up to the precipice. And I think we all must remember that we can push back. And actually, I'm following the lead of my good friend, Governor Tim Walz, who's been organizing these town halls around the country where members of Congress will not face their constituents and be held accountable. He's helping the people in those districts do it for them. Today, we're in Congressional District 22 here in Fort Bend, Texas. Troy Nehls, who has not had a town hall since he's been elected, we're going to have it for him so that his constituents have a voice.
Why do you think he hasn't had a town hall yet?
You know, in my opinion, Republican members of Congress fear Donald Trump, and that's it. It's the only thing they care about. They need to learn to fear their constituents, the people who put them in office in the first place. And I'll say this for my own party. Sometimes Democratic members fear to fight. And I think meeting their constituents in person, face to face, it gives them the sense of urgency that all of us feel right now.
And we've seen how some of those town halls have played out, some fiery town halls. Governor Walz, it's been a few months since you were on the campaign trail on the Democratic ticket for the 2024 election. So what made you get involved in this, and how are you hoping to energize voters?
Yeah, and Beto's right. Folks just want to be heard. And I think the reason they don't have these is exactly what Beto said, but also because they can't justify and they can't defend what's happening, whether it's through Social Security or whether it's Medicaid funding or just the nonsense they see on a daily basis. And I'm encouraged when I go to these that I was afraid that people would check out, would kind of lose the heart in this. They're not. And these members of Congress, if they think these folks are being paid or bussed in here, or if they're thinking they're all Democrats, they're not. They're coming and telling their stories. Well, look, I've got Parkinson's disease. What's going to happen if I lose my health care? Or what's happening with my school? My son is on a 401 plan. You know, these are types of things where they're asking, what's my IEP looking like? What are these doing? So I think they're just speaking their heart, and they don't agree with this. There's folks that maybe voted for Donald Trump, but they don't agree with this agenda. And I think it's important that people gather in community, that people come together and start sharing what their concerns are, and they feel validated by their neighbors. So look, a town hall is the most American of things to do. Congressman O'Rourke and I did them. I did them and got yelled at during the ACA debate. That's what you're supposed to do. And I'm just excited to see people coming out on a kind of rainy night here north of Houston and speaking their mind.
Can't wait to see what the turnout is. I have a question for both of you. Governor, if you want to start just talk to us about the importance of the voters in Texas to the future of the country.
Yeah, and this is the thing that I said I had 90 days, Stephanie, where I went to the seven same states. And Beto and I have talked about this. We have to reach people in all corners. They have to believe that their vote matters, but their voice matters and their concerns that they have with their family. People want to feel secure in their person. They want to feel secure economically, and they want to believe their children have a chance at a better future through education, through opportunities. And so I think there is an optimism in this moment. Look, I can complain about what Donald Trump's doing all day. That's not what people are looking for. They're looking for an aspirational message, and whether that's here in Fort Bend County, Texas, or whether it's in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And I think we need to see our country as a country again, rather than these individual states.
Yeah, and by 2032, after the next census, Texas will have 44 electoral college votes. So the Democratic nominee that year could win all 7 traditional battleground states up north and still lose the presidency if they don't win the Sun Belt. And the biggest state in the Sun Belt that's up for grabs is going to be Texas. So registering voters, staying in touch with them, turning them out, and going everywhere. There's 254 counties in the state of Texas. I think I may be one of the few people who's been to every single one of them. You can't be too small, too Republican, too red, and too rural, too big or too blue for us to show up. And look at this guy coming all the way down from Minnesota to Fort Bend, Texas right now. Used to be as reliably red as they come. It's now a battleground county. And as he said, people are showing up. They're Republicans, they're independents, they're Democrats. They're Americans who care about the future of their country, and they want to be heard. And both of us are here tonight to make sure that we listen.
Governor Tim Walz and former Congressman Beto O'Rourke energizing all voters out there tonight. Thank you both for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stephanie.